enough when you watch me play?
Well, I need to sit down and look at that again.
Okay. Well, how about this? Can we do a quick review off of what we did just so we're on the same page? So, having said that, what we've been trying to do is do what? Let's define it. What have we been trying to do?
Well, you're having me, right now, I went through the pentatonics. I went through G, A minor, and C pentatonic.
Excellent.
And now I'm doing G Dorian, and D Dorian, and E Dorian.
Cool.
But I just on your video, I just need to hear how you're improvising on it, you know?
Okay. Well, what we can do is we can break it down here. So the main takeaway from this is, one, is we're looking to improv, correct?
Yeah.
And two, we're giving vocabulary and names to concepts that allow us to improvise.
Yeah.
So the clear concept here is that when we're playing a scale, let's say we're playing, let's just pick G, all right?
Uh-huh.
So when we play G major, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G, what is Dorian in the key of G major? Which one of these intervals is the Dorian that's only found in the major?
Well, you told me to go one whole step down, which is F.
That would be Mixolydian.
No, you told me last.
No, now really quick, let's focus here. Dorian.
You said to go to the note. To see, like here's G. Mm-hmm. So you have me go to F and play that key signature, which is B flat. So in G Dorian,
that is correct. But we're not asking about G minor. We were asking about what chord in the key of G major is the Dorian. So here's what you just told me. You told me that in the key of F, that the secondary interval is Dorian. That is the correct answer. But your answer wasn't for this key. Your answer for my question posed would have been A. A minor. The chord that's here is called the major second. In the key of F, how many sharps and flats are there in the key of F?
one flat.
That is correct. When we play that one flat, it gives all of our different chords their sonority or their constitution, right?
Uh-huh.
So here's the key of F. Here's the key of G. In the key of G, when you play A, B, C, D, E, F natural, G, A, you get A Dorian.
Wait. Oh. Okay, so, but see, I did.
So here's two ways to look at it. You ready? Ready? How do you turn any minor scale into a Dorian mode?
You take the sixth note and you make sure that it's a natural.
Wonderful. That is the perfect answer. That is the exact definition of what a Dorian mode is.
So I just did I did after the G Dorian, I did the D Dorian.
Excellent. And because you said that, now watch this. In the key of D, how many sharps and flats are there?
F sharp and C sharp.
Excellent. And then when we play D, our chord structure is D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, B minor, and then C sharp diminished. So what is the Dorian mode in the key of D major? Ready? In the key of G, it was A minor because it's the major second.
Wait.
Look at the board. In the key of G major, here's the thing. I can't look at your notes because those are way too many notes shoved into this amount of space. In the key of G major, what is the Dorian? A Dorian. In the key of F major, what is the Dorian? G Dorian. So
wait, you're in the key of F.
F major.
You said to go down one whole step.
You're incorrect. Your phrasing on how you're doing this is wrong. Your intention and understanding of it is shaky because you do not have the vocabulary to describe it. So watch this. Let's start from scratch.
Well, wait.
Wait.
But did I do this correctly?
This one. No.
Huh?
I haven't heard you play over the top of it because our vocabulary is incorrect. And before we move on, you have to have the right vocabulary. You ready?
Well.
What is Dorian? You already said it.
The sixth step is natural.
Cool. The sixth interval is called a natural six. You're taking you're taking the minor, and you're just raising that scale degree to put back what its natural six was. What you're having a hard time is remembering how to validate that through a key. So name any key.
Well, I'm just.
Not those. Name any key. It could be a hypothetical. It could be a real key. It does not matter.
Well, D.
We just did D, but you didn't catch on to it. Name another one. I want you to see it through fresh eyes. How about B?
Well, I also did E Dorian.
Okay, but that's in the key of D. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. E Dorian is D major. Now here's what it is. I'm going to do one. You tell me what key this is.
That's E major.
It is. Spell E major for me.
E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E.
Excellent. What is the second scale interval in the key of E major? It's not the fifth. It's not the seventh. It's not the third. It's not the fourth.
Second?
Yes. If it's not the tonic, right here, if it's not the root, the foundation of the tonic, and it's not the fifth, it's not the dominant right here. It's not the subdominant, it's not the submediant, it's not the median. It's this one. Which one is this?
What are you asking me?
I'm asking you what the Dorian mode is in the key of E. This has to be the thing that you go, oh!
Well, I thought we would go down one whole step.
Incorrect. Stop saying that.
Huh?
Incorrect. Stop saying that.
But you.
Incorrect. Stop saying that. In the key of E, what is the major second? Say this.
F sharp.
The mode that is the Dorian mode is called F sharp Dorian. F sharp Dorian is only found in the key of E and its relative minor. Watch it through the eyes of D major.
But you told me that I had to go one
I did
whole
not
step.
tell you that because that means I would have told every other student that I've ever taught the wrong thing, and I did not do that. Do you know why?
But
Because I know this inside and out. You
but
ready?
Look, you on last.
What I'm saying is you are phrasing it incorrectly. Here's the key of G major. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. I have to have you see this. What is the major second in the key of G?
A.
A Dorian. That's all you need to know. Why? Spell A Dorian.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Why is A Dorian the same as G major? Because it has a natural sixth. Has to be that way in every single key. So from here on out, watch this, ready? You can't just say you told me to go down a half step because that is not.
You said a whole step.
Either way, that's called Mixolydian or that's called Locrian. Either way, that's not the modus, which is Dorian. Dorian is always the secondary step. Now here's the thing.
Dorian is always the second.
In every key. If you name any key, E major, F sharp Dorian. You name B major, C sharp Dorian. You name C major, D Dorian. Why is D Dorian the same as C major? It has no sharps and flats. Why? D minor would have had one flat. That flat is the sixth scale position.
Last time you told me how.
I did not, and it's also on video. I would never inform you incorrectly about something that I find so much passion in. So let's move on from that. Let's find ourselves looking at this through the eyes of C and go back to root. What is the major second in the key of C?
D.
Say D Dorian.
D Dorian.
Excellent. Play C major from the D note. That is D Dorian. It has no sharps and flats. It's the same exact thing as C Ionian. It's the same as E Phrygian, F Lydian, G Mixolydian. Every single one of these are the exact same. Samesies. Now here, you ready?
Well, but last time you told me.
You gotta stop saying last time because I did
one whole
not.
step down from the tonic.
It is not. That's incorrect. That's Mixolydian. Here's how you spell Mixolydian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then flat 7.
But the Dorian is a natural 7. 6, natural 6.
It would have a flattened 7th and a natural 6, but let's not cross modes here. Let's just look at it through the eyes of just this. Ready? You want to do D? Let's do D. How do you make any major a minor? Let's look at the board too, ready? How do you make any major a minor?
You go down, you go down 1.5 steps.
Do, re, mi, fa,
C.
sol, la, ti, and do.
Here's C, the minor is A.
Correct, but
So-
that's not
so
what we're
you're
working
on-
on. We're working on D right now. So play a D major scale. How do you make a major scale into a minor scale? You flatten the third, you flatten the sixth, and you flatten the seventh. So right now, let's spell out D minor. You ready? If D major is D, E, F sharp, how do you make F sharp into a minor third? What's the difference between the third scale degree and the flat three? What's that called? It's one of them's called a major third.
Minor.
You betcha. D to F. Can you play that harmony, that dyad? D F. And then now play D and F sharp. That's the difference between major and minor. You get that.
Yeah.
We also must flatten the sixth scale degree. So D, E, F, G, A. What's the sixth scale degree in the key of D? It's a B. So when we flatten the sixth scale degree from the major sixth, it's going to the minor sixth, which gives us a B flat.
I mean, I'm just trying to do something really simple here.
Really quick, I gotta autocorrect you. This is the foundation of musical theory. You cannot do anything with modes until you understand how to move a major scale to a minor scale. If we can't get through changing D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp to D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C natural, without you going, oh yeah, D minor is the same key as B flat. I'm not B flat, I'm sorry.
B.
D minor is the same key as F.
D minor is the same key.
They share the same, no, not
It's
anyway, they share the
1.5
same,
step.
they share the same key. What up, Dave?
Last time you told me the way to find,
That is incorrect, I did not. I also have the video that I taped just like this one that shows what we did. At no point ever would I tell you to go down a whole step to achieve a Dorian. That is not how it's done.
no. This is what you said. You said, for my G Dorian, you go down one whole step and you get that key signature, which is B flat, and you play.
But see, here's the thing, that is not right. And there's no other way that I could tell you besides, do not program your brain to say the wrong thing, or when you say it out loud, you will start doing the wrong thing. If you want to look for E Dorian, right? E Dorian. Watch my hands here. Yeah, you can go down a whole step. You can diminish. Rather than saying go down, say diminish a major second. And when you get to D, yeah, D is your major. But you can't say that from going from G to F and then include B flat in there. Those it's not relative to what we're talking about. The simplest way we could say this is, these are all apples. This is a red apple. This is a slightly lighter red apple. This is a green apple. This is a slightly green apple. This is a yellow apple. This is a they're all apples. Every single one of these is the exact same thing. When you start confusing what the fourth is with the second and the third, you're just adding more information that does not need to be there to be able to solo. Today what we are talking about is, what is a major? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How do you make any major into a minor? You flatten the third scale degree, you flatten the sixth scale degree, and you flatten the seventh scale degree. So by this way, what we should be able to do is pick any key.
This is really complicated.
Of course it is, it's not easy. But watch this.
I mean,
Pick any other key. Name
Wait.
any key.
oh, I have to, I mean, have to write.
Well, this is all video. I can write this down too for you. Name any key really quick.
C major.
We've just done that one, but sure.
Okay,
Ready? There are
wait,
no
wait,
sharps and flats.
Wait, So, can you tell me if this is the correct scale for D Dorian?
It is.
And is this the correct scale for E Dorian?
Here's the thing, I can't read your chicken scratch.
E,
I can't
F
read
sharp,
that on your piece of
G,
paper. There's too much
No,
information.
but this is what you told me, E.
How about this? If you could just tell me what key is E Dorian in, we're good.
E Dorian?
Correct.
What key is E Dorian? It would be in D.
That is correct.
One whole step down, and that is F sharp and C sharp. But the sixth one has to be natural. So I was going E, F sharp, G, A, B, C natural, because that's the sixth that has to be natural,
No.
D and E.
You're confusing yourself. That's incorrect. So here's the idea. The key signature that you have for D major is the spelling for E Dorian. You don't have to do anything. Just like this is F sharp Lydian, this is F sharp Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian. They're all in the key. They're all apples. You do not need to do anything to the sixth scale degree of anything. It's already done. That's what I'm trying to say to you. How many sharps does E have?
4.
Yeah. These are the sharps in the key of E. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. How do you make E major a minor? How do you make a major minor?
You go down 1.5 steps.
No. How do you make a major minor? I'm not asking you what you think I said last week or what you wrote in your things. I'm asking a question. How do you make E major that has 4 sharps into E minor? There should be something that pops in your brain and you just...
Into E major,
Yeah.
into E minor.
Ready? I diminish the third.
So
Say it with me. I diminish the
you
third.
flat the third,
Okay, flat. I flatten
and
the
the
sixth.
sixth, and the seventh.
Yes. Why? Why does this make sense here? If I did this right here and I did that the way you just did it, this would not be giving me the key of E Dorian. This is not E Dorian when you do that. This is A. A Dorian has 1 sharp. That sharp is F sharp. When we add back in the C sharp here that should have been there for this key,
Wait,
we have E Dorian because
1, 2,
it's in the key of D. It's the second scale.
4, 5, 6 flat, and 7 flat. And that's what you told me to do last week. That's what I wrote down. You told me to go to find the key, the key signature for the Dorian. You go down 1 whole step, and G would be F with a B flat in it. And then if there's a 6 that needs to be.
No. You missed that point, and I would have never told you that.
Well, I wrote it down.
Regardless of what you
So-
wrote,
Wait, is this the correct E Dorian?
I don't know. I can't read this. This, when I'm looking at this, is as much information as you could possibly shove on one page about a concept. And going back to this place where we started Dorian, none of this
No,
is wrong. It's just, it doesn't make sense when you're saying it out loud because the notes that
But
you're
this is
taking
what-
are too chaotic.
Well, this is what you.
Have you done what I've done right here? What I'm about to do right here? Name a key, any key.
G.
Okay. How many sharps and flats are there in the key of G?
1 sharp.
What is that sharp?
F sharp.
Spell Dorian in the key of G.
Spell Dorian
Correct.
in the key of G. G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F.
No. What is the major second scale degree in the key of G?
A.
A Dorian. Why is A Dorian A Dorian? It has a natural 6. How many sharps and flats are in the key of A minor? None. What is the 6th scale degree in the key of A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should there be an F sharp in the key of A minor? No. Why is there an F sharp? It's A Dorian. That's as simple as it can be. There is no, you told me last time, or I need to go down a whole step. When you take any key, we're going to do it again. You ready?
You know.
Watch me. You're going to love it. This is a hard key, but you're going to love it. Ready? What key is this?
One, two, three, four, five, six.
Correct.
Is it B?
It's
No.
F sharp. It's right after B. Ready? It has 6 sharps. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. How do you make any major a minor?
You flatten the 3rd, the 6th, and the 7th.
What key does F sharp minor share a key signature with? What key has 3 sharps?
A.
Wonderful. We have taken a key that had 6 sharps. Now we've got 3 sharps, and F sharp minor shares the key with A. In the key of A major, when we rewrite this as its relative major, what is the Dorian mode in the key of A or in the key of F sharp minor?
You said to go down one whole
You
step.
gotta stop saying that.
But that's
You have to stop saying that, because what you're doing is you're setting a neuron synapse inside of your brain which does not allow you to create a new thought. When you keep saying, you told me to do anything, I don't care if you do this, but it is fundamentally wrong. I'm not asking you what I told you to do. I'm asking you, what is the major second scale degree in any major key? In the key of D, it's E, E Dorian. In the key of D, E Dorian. When we play in the key of C, it's D Dorian.
Well, that's, yeah. It's,
So in the key of
you're
A,
putting it up.
so in the key of A, what's the Dorian mode?
B.
The answer is B. Why? It has 3 sharps. B major should have 5 sharps. It doesn't. It's not B major. B minor.
But you, I mean, that is really,
It is, but it's not complicated because we're
But
not
this
doing
is-
all possible keys. We're only doing one key. That one key is C major, and when we vamp between 2 chords, no matter what they are, we can play all the notes in D Dorian. All of the notes in C major are D Dorian. We don't have to manipulate it at all.
so what, this is what you told me last week.
Okay,
So it's a whole
I've said it
step
at least
down.
6 times today. Please refrain from telling me that I told you to do X. Even if I did, the intention behind it would have been 100%. I'm not telling you to go a half step or a
So
whole
what-
step anywhere.
What am I doing now?
Do you know that D Dorian has a natural 6 in it?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean? It has a natural C. In reference to what?
A natural 6 note.
In reference to what though? Like, we could say natural 6, but what does that mean? Like, here is F. What comes right before F? E
E.
flat,
E flat. One whole
G,
step down is
A
E
flat. B flat, C, D. This is E flat major. The major second scale degree is F. This is not F minor, because F minor does not have 3 flats. When we write F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, and E flat, we achieve Dorian, because when we get here, this should have been a different note. I'm
not, I need something really simple. I've got the major, I've got the minor. Now to get the Dorian from the minor,
correct. So name a minor scale. Name an Aeolian scale. And we're going to put it in reference to the key signature through the eyes of the major 6. So name any minor scale.
A minor.
Okay. A minor is the major sixth of what key?
1, 2, 3. C.
That is correct. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C again. The major seventh is B, the perfect fifth is G, the perfect fourth is F, major third is E, major second is D, and the tonic or the root of the foundation is C, right? A minor has how many sharps and flats?
None.
None. Ready? Let's write this through the eyes of A minor. A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. You ready? What is the sixth scale degree in the key of A minor?
Yeah.
What makes Dorian Dorian?
Natural.
Not natural. We put back in the note that was in the key of A major. That's an F sharp. We don't have to put in the major third nor the major seventh, but to make a natural minor, Aeolian, into Dorian, we must raise the sixth scale degree. So it represents a major sixth rather than the minor sixth. Did that make sense?
You said that you had to have a natural on the sixth.
That's only in keys that were already flat. The only reason why you think that is because to this date, we've only done the key of D.
You gotta give me a simple takeaway.
Cool, let's do this. Do me a favor and play D minor. Left hand. There you go, and D3, that's great. D minor.
I mean,
Play D minor. Move your fingers here so you're moving over to a G major. Vamp back and forth between those two chords for 4 bars. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, think Eric Satie, think Debussy, think starting up high and having a wonderful note and then moving that down with a melody that's not back and forth. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Put your right hand on the piano and put that finger on an F sharp. I would suggest your ring finger or your pinky. Excellent. From here, play your A minor scale on your right hand while vamping between 2 chords, but do not play an F natural. Play an F sharp in lieu. Does not matter what any of those patterns are that you're going to play or the dyads, just don't hit an F natural. Play the 2 chords back and forth. D minor, G, D minor, G. Play any grouping of notes, maybe whole note.
but starting on an F sharp.
You can start on any note, but I want you to hear the distance there. It should be a dissonance.
It is.
Yeah, it shouldn't feel good. And then slide it into a G maybe. Why don't you? Yeah, ooh, it hit me. Now try that again and try not to start with the F sharp. D minor, G major, D minor, G major, D minor. And think about A minor. Just go through A minor. A, B, C, D, E. Nice. And then maybe G, F sharp. That note that you're pulling there while going over a D minor, a 4 chord, and going over a 7 chord, even though it's not the strongest of progressions, all these notes work. What we're trying to do is find where this F natural is, right? And this F sharp to pull a little tension.
I don't have the slightest idea.
Okay, you want to watch me?
What the takeaway is here.
So watch this.
Wago. I mean, I gotta start with something simple.
Watch this.
So what Dorian are you playing?
I am playing A Dorian. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A.
And that's one whole step down from A is the key of G is F sharp.
One whole step down from A is G.
No, A is G.
That's, I'm sorry, my finger's on the wrong. A is G, correct.
And so there's an F sharp,
Which is here.
and so the,
So when we play through A minor, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, we don't have this, we have this. We've got the dissonance caused by a major 6 now, rather than a minor 6. And over any chord that's in the key of what? G? G major? We're doing D minor and G. We're relatively, if we did D major and G, both over.
so I don't have this, is this E Dorian?
Is that E Dorian?
Yeah. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C natural, D, E, in the key of E.
E, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of stuff going on with what you said. Is that the right spelling for E Dorian? Yes, it is, but that is not the key of E minor. E minor has one sharp, that sharp is F sharp. When you add back in the major 6 in the key of E, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. You get 2 sharps. There aren't 2 sharps in the key of E minor or G major. So whence adding an additional sharp, that sharp makes it into E Dorian. And the reason why, E Dorian is the 2nd scale position in the key of D major.
Yeah, it's
So that clicks.
one whole step down.
Sure, but you don't have to do anything else through the key. You're then in the key. So if I said, hey, we're in the key of B flat. B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, right? No, that's not B flat. Yeah, that's B flat. My brain's not working now. What is the major 2nd in this key?
C.
It's C Dorian. The way you spell C Dorian is C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C. That is how you spell C Dorian. And how do you use it? I don't know. Maybe play like just like a C minor to a D minor, back and forth. C minor.
Wait, C.
Yeah, play a progression that's just a 2-3 progression.
What you,
Here's what it looks like.
it's way too, look.
Watch this, right?
Do I?
This is C minor to D minor. The modus we're playing is C Dorian. And when you play your key of B flat, just by playing your C minor and your D minor, any note you play that is going to be your C Dorian, but you're viewing it through the eyes of C minor. And what happens is if you don't play C minor with the 3 flats that are in C minor, it makes C Dorian. It's just a little lighter and airier than the relative minor and the natural minor.
I mean, E Dorian, this is how you spell E Dorian.
Correct, and now the question is, what do you do with E Dorian?
Well, I was gonna ask you how to improvise on these Dorian scales.
Well, in any major key, the 6th is the relative. Correct?
The relative minor,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the thing that we need to see is that the relative minor, when we talk about the relative minor, like the relative minor of C major is A minor. But A minor isn't in the key of C as A Dorian. It's natural minor. The chord that is in the key of C that is the Dorian is the D. Because when you spell D minor, you must have a B flat.
Well, and that's what I have here.
Cool. So how do you use this? Anytime you have a chord progression in a key that shares chords that stays diatonic generally, you can play the Dorian mode over the top to create patterns, and it will sound good because the distance between that major 6 now causes tension and release.
So is this
Between the
is this how to spell D Dorian?
D,
D,
E, F,
G,
G, A, B, natural, C. You betcha. You got it.
So this is correct, so these are correct.
They are, but when you're talking about how they work and function, you are combining an extra step that does not need to be there, thusly making the mode you're trying to work on incorrect. You cannot say that E Dorian is
Well,
in the key of C because it is not in the key of C.
Basically, what I want to learn to do is to improvise. I don't need.
So here, let's work on an improvisation
I
technique.
don't need to learn all of the theory about
Sure.
everything. It's
But
too
the one
much.
thing you should understand is you don't have to learn the theory because it's inside the key signature. When you play D major, E Dorian's there. You don't have to do anything else. There is no manipulation of anything. You don't need to touch anything. The key signature spells out what the mode spelling is. Does that make sense?
Like right now, I've got an appointment at 2:30, so so I've spelled these correctly, and I just want to learn to improvise on them.
Then no left hand, don't play over a progression and start making patterns. Can you play for me E Dorian? E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. C sharp or else it's minor.
But this E Dorian, the C has to be natural. E Dorian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has to be natural.
That's incorrect.
You said the 6th degree had to be natural.
Yeah, because you're playing.
C natural.
How many sharps and flats are there in E minor?
In what?
How many sharps?
D?
No, how many sharps or flats are there in the key of E minor?
4.
E minor.
E minor?
Correct.
Well, that would be, see, I guess it's just F sharp, huh?
Let's spell E.
Anyway, it's
No,
like
anyway.
way too.
E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, and D sharp. How do you make any major or minor?
You said you have to flatten the third,
Third,
the sixth, and the
sixth,
seventh.
seventh. This is now has 2 names. What is this? Or 5 names. What is this called? It's E minor, or it's G major. It's also called relative minor or natural minor. What's the 6th scale degree in the key of E minor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C.
You must have a C sharp. Why is D major the same as E Dorian? Because when you spell D major, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, E is the major second. It already has the spelling of Dorian. You do not need to make that a C natural, or else you are making C minor. You are counterproductively putting more information in there and confusing yourself when you do not need to. And then you ask for a takeaway on what you could do, but the idea is, until you get the concept of what the major is, how to turn it into a minor,
Well,
and then
that's
how to
what
put
I've
the
got
natural
here.
6 back, we keep doing a loop each week back to the same concept. And the concept has to break. You have to go, oh, the only point is I turn natural minor, Aeolian, my relative minor, into Dorian by naturalizing the 6th. Whatever the natural 6th was in the key, that's what we're putting back. In the key of E, the natural 6th was C sharp, put it back. In the key of B major, the natural 6th is G sharp, put it back. That's all we have to remember. How do you put this in practical application? Here's A minor. What makes A minor A Dorian? F sharp.
What? A minor into 1, 2, wait, A minor?
How do you turn A minor into A
Well,
Dorian?
you said that you would go a whole step down, which would be F sharp. I mean, it would be the key of G, which would be an F sharp.
Correct. If you want to look at it that way, that would be a perfect way to do it. I'm not going to fight you on that, but you're putting way too much information in there. One is you should just know what key A is the second of. It's the major second in the key of G. If you know that G has 1 sharp, that sharp is F sharp, that's the note you're going to add back into A. But it does not always work that way.
Oh, doesn't
It just happened to work that way for this particular key because that F sharp is the key. If you go to the key of, I mean, I guess it does work, but don't think of it that way. I mean, it would be like saying what's the square root of 144? And rather than just saying 12, you're like, well, 6 times 6 is 12.
No, I think
and 3 plus 3 is 6.
Okay, so my thing, I don't want to any more music there. I just want to learn how to improvise.
Cool. So this week, don't worry about progressions. What I want you to do is start
Maybe-
creating pattern pressions. You went through Hanan, right?
Create what?
Patterns, finger patterns. You went through Hanan, right?
Right.
Or you went through Golfish, the velocity of speed book, correct? Where it did, you would have like a C, and then you do it, and then you do a fourth finger crossover and third, right? And then it would go to D, and you'd be like da 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 da. That's working for speed and velocity up and down the keyboard, correct? For this, we're not working on speed or anything. We are simply just working on stuff like these are just patterns. I don't have it scripted. I'm not sight reading it. This is all in A Dorian or G major. If you were singing through the eyes of G major, it's G major.
Anyway, maybe you could put on my video how you're improvising with the right hand.
Okay, yeah. What I'm doing is I'm picking apart notes that are inside the key that's structured around the chord progression. I'm playing shell chords on the left hand just so there's something moving.
Yeah.
You can just play 1 and 5 in any of the key that you're in. And then you just test your harmonies. You test your dyads. You see your 1 to 6, 1 to 4, 1 to 7. When you start building extended chords, well, that 7th that you're putting into an extended chord might clash with that natural 6. So you have to start seeing where that major third is being devised. And there's no right or wrong way for me to show you how to improvise. It must come from the soul. It must come from the heart. It must come from within. And the easiest way to do that is to not overcomplicate it. This week, play in the key of C major.
Play what?
Well, what is the Dorian mode in the key of C?
B flat.
Take another stab at it.
What's the Dorian mode in the key of C? B flat.
No.
What you said? Go a whole.
That's where we're at. This whole lesson today has been you regurgitating a incorrect process.
That it didn't work.
Incorrect process.
Doesn't work for. What did you ask me?
What is the Dorian mode in the key of C major? And this is what I've been saying the whole time. You have to know this basic concept.
What? It's the second.
There it is. What's the name of that
D.
note? What is that modus thing called? D Dorian. There you go. Play any chord in the key of C and vamp on it this week.
Well, this is what I have here. Look, A.
Sure, but that doesn't help us with what we're talking about right now. That's like saying you told me this last week and you spent 20 minutes today talking about last week when we're just trying to see what's the second part of this. In the key of C, it's D Dorian. So play D Dorian. D Dorian has no sharps and flats. The reason why? D minor had 1 flat. That flat is B flat. The B flat is the 6th scale degree. D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C. So when we put B natural in there, the distance between the D and the B now becomes a major 6 rather than a minor 6. It pulls a little tension towards the dominant still, and what you're going to be working on is maybe holding just C. Maybe move a key in the chord to like an F.
Okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna miss my appointment.
Okay, don't drive erratic. Be safe. Go slow. And here's the idea. There's not one way to do this. There are a multitude of ways of doing this, but the one thing you must be able to do is to define it first. If you can't define it, it makes the whole thing harder. And I think you got it inside your head that anytime you have a minor scale, flat 3, flat 6, flat 7, you just raise the 6th scale degree. The easiest way for me to remember it is like, well, what's the relative major? Well, what's the relative minor? So like if I wanted to play like F Dorian, I would go exactly what you said. Well, F Dorian, what's the note right in front of F? E, but I know that there's an F sharp in E, so it's E flat. So whenever I play E flat, and I'm like, okay, E, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, well, that is F Dorian. It's already spelled out for me. I don't have to worry about the 6 because F Dorian is already F Dorian. It's not F minor. F minor is in the key of A flat, not in the key of...
I'm sorry, Wago.
It's okay, we'll get there, we'll get there. It's okay, we'll get there. That's all right. We'll get there. I'll put a video and I'll break it down into brass tacks what the left hand does and what the right hand does. It's not 210 right now. Are you at 210? What up? Word it up. Word up. Bum, 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 dum, dum, dum.
I like to try that amp right there. Is that a box?
It is. It looks like that old Sovtech, doesn't it?
Actually, it says Fender on it, but
Yep. So if anybody has a question about what just transpired, I've got a student that's stuck in regurgitation mode. They're having a hard time just getting rid of old facts and learning new ones. So each week we're going over the process by this. As soon as Dorian concepts sink in, it's going to be the improvisation. The next step to being able to do this is to simply sit down and play the scale over the top of any chords inside the key. You will eventually start to see patterns arise, and that's what makes it special. There's not one way for me to show somebody how to improvise. It's just an amalgamation of different things. And yes, sleep on it. Let it sink in, and then you go back to it. That's why we practice the art of practicing. Aloha to everyone. Thanks for being here today. If you have any questions, put it in the comments section.